We are streaming on YouTube. What's good, everybody? YouTube people, and what is good, Instagram peoples? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? About to go live again. This time we are doing You season 2. Nadirah, Breel, and Mo show. Let's get it. Oh, so yeah, got to turn our volume down. My bad. Review show. Boom. In the comment was good, everybody. Yo, yo, yo. All right, about to get our peoples in. Accept. And accept. We're about to get them in. Yo.
Hey,
Salam, salam. All right, what's good, everybody? You already know what time it is. Another review. Because we had to end that last one pretty short. If y'all missed our last review show, we did. On my fault, I got to plug in my phone. We reviewed the Netflix special for Mo Emmer. And we had there was some. So now we're reviewing season 2 of You.
Did you save it on the page?
Yeah. So you can go and watch the review of Mo Emmer's Muhammad in Texas Netflix special. Just watch our review.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to him.
Hey, Nadirah, you can get canceled in the air world.
Cancel me, please.
Hey. All right. So, bro, go ahead and get it.
Okay. So on to the review. This is going to be spicy. All right. So last review we did for You season 1. For You season 1, we talked a lot about mental health. I think this time we understand where this man Joe is at. Right.
Yes.
We left off. He done killed this woman that he was so in love with. He loved her so much that he killed her. He killed all her friends. This man's wild. So we start season 2, and this guy has fled, and now he is living in LA.
Yeah.
But before we get into it, no, we're just doing season 2. We're gonna do season 3 another time. We did season 1, now we're doing season 2. How do y'all rate season 2 as a whole? And how do y'all compare to season 1? Or can you compare it?
You want to start off, Nadirah?
I would say, again, echoing the same thoughts as last time, wonderfully written show.
Yeah.
Wonderfully written show. Sometimes when a show transitions from season 1 to season 2, there are key points that they forget, things that they forget to mention, things that they forget to cover. They covered everything. Okay. I would say with each season, it just got better and better. So I think season 2 is even better than season 1.
Yeah.
Because now it's like we're getting to know him more and more and more. So I love season 2.
Yeah. What about you, Mo?
I would say the same thing. Like Nadirah, I definitely thought it was 10 out of 10 because I was just as excited to watch season 2 as I was just excited to watch the second season just like the first season. And the thing that got me was that in the first episode, after he did everything getting old, like he went from Joe to Will, picking bombs or whatever his last name was, you know? And the thing that got me from that first episode is that there's so many times in life where you're just like, I wish I could start over. I wish that I could have a new name, a new life, go somewhere that nobody knows me. But subhanAllah, that shows you that no matter what you do, things will catch up to you. That's the first
thing. It's gonna follow you.
Yeah.
The second thing is that whether you're talking about starting a new life, with a woman or your family, just trying to start over, those demons or all the stuff that you do in your previous life and you don't address them, they will never go away.
Yeah.
Well, he addressed some of them.
Right, but just with that fresh start, like I'm in LA, nobody knows me. Fresh start, but guess what? He still has that thing ticking in his head. You feel me?
Yeah.
It was still there.
Yeah. I think I agree with Nadirah. I think they transitioned into the season really good, but it had a different tone to it, which I thought was interesting. Like in New York, it was kind of like that like it had like that kind of rom-com feel to it, like that they have in those like, New York movies. You know what I'm saying? And I was mentioning this to my sister. The writers of this show are so good, right? Mm-hmm. And I couldn't articulate the first time we did, but I figured it out. They, in the moments where he's not being crazy, right, where he's not like being super obsessive, it almost feels like the typical love story, guy sweeping the girl off her feet, right? Like it has that feel to it, and that's why you almost want to root for Joe because they made it have that feel. But then in between, it has the cracks, and you see who the dude is, and you're like, okay, he's still crazy, but it still has that feel to it. So they do that really well.
Yes, they play on that feeling that we all have of like, I just want to be loved.
Exactly. So it's interesting how they do that, right?
Yeah.
That's really like these writers and This Is Us writers, they like neck and neck. They fighting for that Emmy Award, right? Season 2 had a lighter feel to it overall. It's a lot brighter. There's less brick. The music is different. I don't know if y'all noticed that the music is different. It has like more of like an upbeat,
a very LA feel to it.
Exactly. It has an LA feel to it. So I thought that was like really cool how they did that from season 1 to season 2. But I mentioned this last review as far as Joe's character development. I think they went into the second season doing it really well, where you actually see him want to change. If you think about this season, he only killed 2 people the entire season, and it was 2 people that actually deserved it: a pedophile and a dude that chopped off his finger. The big dude that thought he was Will, that was trying to kill him. Like the first, I think it was like second episode, he killed the dude. But other than that, he didn't kill another person the whole season, right? And I thought that was very interesting.
He didn't kill 40?
Who? No. He didn't kill 40.
He didn't kill 40?
No, the police officer. The Fed came and shot him.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And he did kill Delilah. And I'm not gonna lie, I stopped watching it. And I know we kind of skipping around right now, but that was the only, like, I guess, killing of all of them that I was kind of just like, all right, I don't even want to watch this no more. Because I'm like, dang, you kill her, now her little sister out back. Like, it was kind of like, dang. But I thought the character development with him from season 1 to season 2 was the most interesting character development from season to season I've probably ever seen. Like, it was really good.
You know, what I also like is that how they went, like you said, they were in New York. It was nitty, it was gritty. They were in the subway. He was messing with a broke joint. You feel me? And then he came out. Then he came out to LA, basically like everything was put on the top of his head. He came out to LA, met a rich girl in the suburbs. You feel me? Like you think like it's like you said, you're trying to do things right. You feel me? You're trying to get on board and change his life. But the thing that gets me is that he's still trying to help people, right? And he's trying to help that little girl, Delilah's younger sister. You know what I mean? And that gets him into this whole world of trouble. You follow me? And not only on top of that, he's trying to look out for the homie's little sister while also messing with the older sister. You know, it was just certain codes that you should just do. So there's a lot of like red flags on Joe's end or Will's end, but he is really trying so hard to turn a new leaf. You know what I mean? Until Shorty pops up. What's her name? Savannah?
Amy.
Yeah, Amy shows up and starts messing with 40. You know what I mean? And that just kind of gets everything really complicated for Will. You feel me? So he's back on the hunt and he's like, I gotta do this. You feel me? Like finally, as you think the show's developing, like he's
Are you justifying this?
I'm not justifying it at all. I'm just telling you. All I'm saying is that like what was going through his mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
Just to cover what Mo said, the funniest part of the whole season when he's like, "This bitch crazy," and I was like, "Joe," like, bruh. Go ahead, Nadirah. You had something you're going to say?
It just got crazier and crazier again with this broken wing syndrome. Him plotting on a woman that's another thing. Love wears her emotion on her face.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, as soon as she's in distress, she's like, and he couldn't wait. He couldn't wait to go in for the kill. He was plotting on her so hard he could not wait, bro.
My man's nostrils was wide open.
Wait, let's talk about how they met. I ain't gonna lie, stuff like that don't happen at the grocery store. You ain't at a grocery store and somebody talking about a pear and y'all get sexual. That don't happen.
But that's what I'm talking about, though. But that's what I'm talking about with the show. Like they do that, like that rom-com. Mm-hmm. It's like that fantasy meeting. It's a theme of the show, but I feel like they do it purposely to suck us into it. But
to be honest. And y'all know I've said this before, white people live in different worlds.
Yeah.
And these are stories that I've, like, Muhammad, to us, we'll be like, bro, we don't even go to the grocery store and have a conversation past like that. This meat is expensive. But for white people, I've heard stories like that.
Really?
Where they're like, we met at the grocery store, the next day we moved in together. Completely different world.
Word. Okay. I mean, look, we think that's bizarre, but people be meeting at the mass shit and then getting married like a week later. So we can't say nothing. Like Muslims be on the wild stuff too. So
that's valid.
We in the same boat. We in the same boat with them. But here's what's very interesting about it. There's that point in the season, right, where she was like, well, I was following you too. She was doing the same thing as him. But he didn't even know it until the very end. And then I thought it was weird when he was like, yo, how can I love somebody that's like this again?
But you know what? Also,
and I don't want to give that away.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But even though it was apparent in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you see? And this is a part of the sickness. The very moment he sees that he met his match, he didn't like her anymore. Because you remember at the end of season 2, he tried to kill her. He was about to kill her.
Until she said she was pregnant.
Until she. How we the perfect match and all of a sudden you ain't into it. You ain't feeling it. Men are sick.
No, you know what it is? You know what it is? It was a fantasy. And she called him out on it. She was like, you live in this fantasy world.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just a part of this fantasy that you had.
Yeah.
I saw the real you, Joe. I saw the real Will. I saw the real you. And like he basically was saying to her what he was saying to Beck the previous season. This man was back. This man was back in season 2. And he didn't even know it. We didn't even know it till the very end.
Yeah.
But she had this man in the cage, bro.
But also, Jabril, as you know, that they both came from dysfunctional families.
Yeah.
You feel me? Love and Will. Love didn't get much love from her family, even though they had money. And you would think that the people are rich or just better well off, which isn't true. So I really did like that aspect because they were dealing with rich people problems, which had to do a lot with psychological issues and mental issues. You know, Joe was abandoned by his mother, and Love, her mother was basically hated on her. You feel me? It was in competition with her. You follow me? So when you see that in the show, you notice that 40 and Love are really close. You know what I mean? And when you have a partnership, when you have a marriage or even a relationship, sometimes the outside influences can play a big role. You know, and when you're so attached to somebody else, it's really hard to have a relationship with that person fully. And Joe says that at one point. Like, well, you would love me or something like that if you weren't so worried about. No, this other guy said that. The friend said, well, you would have known that your previous husband was sick if you weren't so worried about your dumbass brother. You know what I mean? You know, so.
That was a jab, though.
But at certain points, her and 40's relationship became a bit incestuous.
They always got. Yeah, you're right about
At certain points, I'm like, What?
But Nadirah, remember, this is their world.
I'm telling you.
You're just watching this joint. This is their world. You're just watching this joint.
Completely different planet, though. Oh my god.
It's completely different. Everyone else is watching like, all right, 40. It's a little too much.
That's a okay.
But you know what? I also thought an interesting thing for that movie was for the season was the multiple characters like Ellie and her older sister Delilah, 40 to Love, the mom, her mom to their dad, and Love to Joe. It's like they were able to see who that person truly was, right?
Yeah.
And even 40, like at the end where I mean, obviously if you're watching by now, spoilers, just spoilers.
Yeah, you should know.
Right. You know the vibes. When he's like, you think I'm that dumb? You think I don't know? And I think, and I don't know, I want to hear what y'all think. I thought he was referring to the fact that he knows that his sister is the one that killed the girl that he was seeing.
Yeah.
Is that y'all thought the same thing?
You talking about what he brought it up? Nah,
I did,
in Anavrin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right before he died, where he was like, "You think I don't?" Because she was trying to say something to him. He was like, "You think I don't know? You think?" Da, 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 da. Same thing with the mom. She's like, "Well, I know your pops is cheating. He's been cheating." Like,
Yeah.
And then, Love to Joe, she did the same thing. Was like, "You think I didn't know you were doing all this stuff?" Like, but I love you for who you are, anyways. That's so. Is that a bad thing, right? If you meet somebody and they on the same wild stuff you want, how you gonna act? How you gonna act if the dude that you find out he does the same stuff you do?
I'm not gonna rock with it. I'll be honest. I'm like, bro, what are you on? Like, I don't like that.
Like, is this what I look like doing this?
Yeah, like what? Don't do that.
Have you met somebody like that before?
Not really, no. But also with men and women, it's like you could be on the same type of time that I'm on, but it can look different. So I'd be like, like don't do that.
Yeah.
But that can also be applied to the fact that as a influencer, as a social media person, I don't want somebody in the same industry as me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Like, go get a job. I don't know. Go be a construction worker.
You gotta support my career, not the other way around.
Yeah, no. Man.
No, Hassan, go get a job, all right?
Go get a job, please.
Oh, you know, it's bro. You bring up a good point because that's what people fantasize about.
Yeah.
Right. You hear the song. Who was it? Was it Jamie Foxx or I love her because she got her own. We both wearing Gucci. She matched my spot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, but Mo, you say
Mama
that.
was in Egypt listening to the hits. That's the only thing they was playing in English.
But Mo, what's funny though, in that same album, he got "And She Just Like Me." It's the polar opposite. This season was the theme song of this whole season. She's just like me.
Yep. You know,
and he didn't like it.
And that's what you think.
Like it.
And that's what that as guys and as women too, that's what we think we want. You want to go after somebody that's just like you. At that point, you should have might as well just had a twin. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? But it was just like you don't want somebody that's just like you because there's times where you get tired of yourself. You feel me? So if the person just like you, you ain't gonna get away from that. You feel me? And you need some some originality and some authenticity. There's no way somebody can be just like you. Even though there's 7 billion people on this planet, there's just no way. You feel me?
But that also shows, and I just tweeted about that the other day, that you have to be careful about people who, because Joe was like, oh, I just want to be loved and I just want to be appreciated. I truly and honestly feel like Joe wanted to be worshipped.
Yeah.
And what it represented at the end of that show, when Love showed that she could hold her own, was that she doesn't need me.
Yeah,
She doesn't need me. Like
exactly right.
she can make it pop on her own.
She can
Because
kill her
what
own.
she did, she didn't do in collaboration with him. She didn't do alongside of him. She didn't ask him for any guidance.
Good point.
Nothing. So he's like, ew, like you don't even. So if you can do all that, what do you need me for?
So is that a man thing?
I don't think it's a man thing. I think it is like we were talking about before, I think it's a narcissist thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely a narcissist thing where it's like, why am I not the center of the universe? Because even though her brother was extremely needy, and we have to account for both of their problems with codependency, we have to account for his addiction, for how close they were, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want her to love anybody else.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say as deeply as she loved him. Even if somebody was in that arena, they didn't even have to be close. They could be in a nosebleed and he on the field. He's like, no.
But to their relationship, though, I think she wanted that, though. She enabled that first, and then basically, because that's what narcissists do. They make you so dependent on them. Because think about it, she's the one that incited that in him, because he had someone else. She killed her. And then she coddled him. So that's what narcissists do. They create an environment where you always need them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think she wanted her brother dead?
No.
Hold on, that she wanted her brother dead?
I think so.
Well,
I'm gonna be honest.
All right, why do you say? Well, I want to get to why you say that, right? But I want to point out something you just said that might change your thought.
Yeah.
You said that Joe wanted people to worship him, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Love is the same way. She wants people to worship and love her in the same way. If that's the case, why would she want her brother to be dead? But I do want to hear like your.
I would say her brother was to the point of it was annoying. Like it was annoying. Like needing me emotionally is one thing. Her brother needed everything.
Yeah.
He needed her to get food for him, to get money for all of that. So I feel like it's different. And also, from a lens of like a woman who didn't know better, I'd be like, okay, she didn't know that Joe was really like trying to set him up. But if we both playing a game and you in a game with me and I don't know it, you know what to do to create like you said, to create certain environments.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and leading into season 3 and like how that wrapped up and everything, of course, morning looks different for everyone, but she seemed relieved. Like, she seemed relieved to me.
But she also took pride. I mean, on the other side, she also took pride in being 40's caregiver. You feel me? She took pride in like I take care of my family, and that's what she did to the other girl. She hurt them. She hurt the other girl because she said, "What? I need to protect my family," and that was her whole identity. You feel me? So I don't think she was. I think she kind of still needed 40 as well.
Yeah, and I think if we stick to the definition of narcissists, everyone's replaceable, right? But family is a little bit more difficult because they aren't technically replaceable. You can replace a friend, you can replace, those type of people.
Yeah.
I think when you get into season 3, they have the baby. She replaces 40 with the baby emotionally.
She named the baby 40.
In a very weird way.
That's not his name.
I thought that was weird, but you know that she just stopped. I know I don't want to leak too much in season 3 because I'll look. We could go. I can only go so far. I think I'm on episode 7. I know. My sister's just looking at me. Shit. I can feel her. I can feel her heat on the other side of the door. Right. But eventually, she stops that, and that's something I just pick up. Like they're very, again, the writers of this show, intelligent because they do things subtly that you pick up. And you're like,
let me ask you a question, bro, and Nadirah too. Did y'all know who killed Delilah when it happened? Did y'all think it was Joe right after that?
No.
Remember Delilah died and he didn't remember what happened. He's like, who killed her?
Yeah, I didn't think it was Joe.
Who do you think it was?
I pretty much figured out it was Love.
Really?
Like, yeah, I didn't. There was no one else that I could think would get in there. And the only reason I didn't think he did it was because of her sister Ellie. And I knew his soft spot for children. He wouldn't have taken her out because he knew that was her only family. So it's kind of like the kid Paco. Like, he wouldn't, regardless of what Paco's mom did, he wouldn't kill Paco's mom.
Yeah.
What about you, Nadir?
I thought it was him.
You thought it was Joe?
I thought it was him. But you know me, I don't trust no white man. So I was like, oh yeah, he did it. It was him for sure. Yep, he did it. He doesn't remember.
Can be a fed. She'd be locking up everybody. Like, our prisons went from being 80% black to 80% white overnight.
No, honestly, the whole thing with Love, I could peep like from the way that she would like display her emotions. I went to school with enough crazy women to know when something is off, like when you got something with you, and that like very outward, constant display of like distress. I was like, she's manipulating something, and she got something with her. I didn't think she was a killer, to be honest. I didn't think she was a killer, but I was like, she's being manipulative, so she's about to get into something. Did I think it was murder? Absolutely not. I was like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
We don't pick that up as guys right off the bat. I don't know if it's just because our EQ, our emotional intelligence is off, but we really don't pick that stuff up until
at all.
You know what I mean? So that's interesting to hear that.
At all.
So they're like,
I didn't get it. Even the way he didn't pick it up.
But see why though? She said she told him why he didn't pick it up. She was like, it was obvious. She was like, it was so obvious. If you would just opened your eyes and stop fantasizing about who I am and saw me for the real me, you would have seen all this all along.
He doesn't like, well, that'll show you that in season 3, but he doesn't like dangerous women. He needs, like you said, he's building that fantasy. He needs to still view you as this soft, docile, like needy creature that he has to mend and he has to, put your wings back together, little birdie. What do you mean?
She's like, I'm rich. She's like, I'm rich. I'm good. Mo said the last review where he was like, we're seeing everything through his lens. Yeah. And I think at that point, that was the first time because the show shifted. You're not just viewing things in his lens anymore. Yeah. Y'all notice that going into season 3, right? The feel of it changed. Yeah. Because now he sees everything plain and clear. And now we see everything plain and clear. There's no more blind spots.
Good point.
Yeah. So as a whole, if we're just reviewing the show as a whole, going back to what all of us have said, I think this is probably the most complete show that I've watched in a minute.
Bro.
Yeah, I think there's no holes. What loophole is there? I said, what loophole is there?
No.
Are there any like blind spots? Did anyone like?
And then Joe slipping up? Nope.
Yeah, the father. I mean, like the father kind of disappeared. I think that was kind of interesting. They didn't go much into the father, into Love's father. Like the mother, we saw a lot about her role and everything like that. But what's crazy? Her mom was also a narcissist. If y'all knew that, Love's mom. And when it comes to narcissistic individuals, at the end, they're always alone, which sucks. You feel me? They're always alone. And that's what she said at the end. She's like, she wants a baby because I don't know if that was, let me chill out. But there was one point where she couldn't hang out with the baby anymore. She couldn't hang out with she couldn't. Everybody cut her off, and that's what narcissists do. And they do all that manipulation and try to put people this way and that way. That God is the best friend at the end. Alone, looking down, you feel me, and just alone, you feel me, and just mad at the world. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's also the crazy, like we said last time, the crazy part about being a narcissist is that you can put on this facade of being so full of yourself, but you yourself are not even convinced of it. Like you're a narcissist, but you're not cocky. Because cocky people show up and be like, I'm the man. Like, I don't care what money I say. Narcissists show up and be like, I'm the man, right?
yeah,
Tell me I'm the man. Make
yeah.
Yeah, they need
like,
the
oh
outward
my God,
validation.
yeah.
They need the validation.
Yes, they need that validation. So it's like you're not even self-sufficient.
But that's why the narcissist. It's almost like they're trying to build a shield of armor, but with other people.
Yeah.
So I'm not sufficient alone, so I got to pull all y'all in and put y'all around me to make me feel like I'm worth something. And then
when they lash out because they're not getting that, because they don't feel complete or whole, they're gonna do everything to make sure you don't feel it either.
Yeah, trying to break it
so
down.
They'll start poking at you.
Yo, what's good, Mo? So we have a therapist. We have an actual therapist in here. Wow. She said the effects of trauma on narcissism and attachment relationship problems are very accurate and consistent. And this is coming from a therapist.
She's talking about the show. She's talking about the show.
I think she's talking about the show, but maybe it's a little narcissistic. I think she's talking about us, fam. Like she said, we doing work right now. Good stuff.
Good stuff. I can't see the comments no more, but that's awesome.
Oh, y'all can't see it no more? Damn.
It stopped. Yeah, it stopped flowing, but that's good.
What about you, Nadirah? Can you see the comments?
I can still see him.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think this season it had a lot more relationship networks, right? So even like we look at 40 and his neediness and what she said the show. You look at the relationship between him and Amy and Candace, and just how he clung to her immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you talking about 40?
Yeah, 40.
Yeah.
What I thought was weird about it was not him, right? Because that was almost to be predicted. What I thought was weird was his sister's lack of anger towards it. I don't feel like she was that like jealous or suspicious of her until it was like time to be suspicious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
because he was annoying.
It's like somebody taking off my hands,
for him to be somebody else's problem while she's trying to get with Joe.
Yeah, and folks in her own life.
You know what?
Also, when you're in that environment where you know that, especially an addict that you're caring for, they can have partners. You know that nothing is going to last, and that it's going to come back full circle. So it's like, yeah, girl, for the few months that y'all are supposed to be together, have him. Because I'm trying to get with Joe. Yeah. But I am surprised. I truly am surprised, though. Woman to woman, how, like you said, she didn't pick nothing up until there was something to pick up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
I thought
woman
that
to
was...
woman, I would have been like, what you want? Like, even accusing a woman of like, you want to be my brother for his money? Like, her antennas were not up, but it will fail. It will fail when your mind is really not in the right place. And when it is wrapped around a man.
So does that mean that she was fantasizing or romanticizing the idea of her brother? Because she didn't do any research. And if she did a little bit of research, she would have saw this girl didn't really exist. She wasn't a real person.
I think she was so focused on Joe, she couldn't even see that.
Didn't even notice it.
She couldn't even see that.
Until Joe says something, just like, hey, I think you should do some research on this girl, and that's when I hired a PI, you know? And what I think is interesting is that, like, you know, I think the PI's like salaries went up after this show. Like, you know, I feel like PI has become something regular now. You know what I mean? Which I don't know if that was something fond or like looked down upon back in the day. But so you gotta do that research. Right. Not after that. I mean,
the way the internet works, you don't even need a PI. You just need a woman with some eyes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, using Nadirah. Like, if you ever need to look up somebody, be like, yo, Nadirah, look them up for me. Like,
listen, I'll tell you where his mama at.
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Not to mention, from experience, I know this. Doing background search on a man, and I tell men all the time, you need to be careful. I've had a single phone conversation with a man, 25-minute phone conversation. In that conversation, he told me what housing complex he lived in. He told me where he worked at. He told me what his salary is. He showed me pictures of his family, pictures of his kids.
First combo?
What you saying,
FaceTime
Nadirah?
driving down the street outside his mama's house. I was like, if I really wanted to make something shake, I really could. And that's the thing about men who don't perceive women to be of any threat.
That's dangerous.
They'll just tell you anything. Men will be like, yeah, I just got a raise. I'm up for 48. I'm plotting on you now, brother.
And Nadirah's out here giving out Patreon classes on how to finesse.
I'm telling you, it honestly, I wish it was finessing. It's not even that hard. Finesse requires some sort of effort. Men will just anything.
Well, you gotta have wisdom. That's men without wisdom, or men without experience.
Now I know who all your friends are.
Yeah.
It's too easy.
Social media will get you hemmed up. Social media will get you hemmed up.
I'm telling you.
But you know what? That's very interesting, right? We'll get back to the show. But something Mo and I have been talking a lot about is how much you're willing to share in a time where there isn't so much content. Because we just did the Mo Amer review, right? And you said, as a comedian, there's nothing to talk about right now. And as podcasters, we've been finding it extremely difficult to have things to talk about. So we've had to go inward. And I think everybody, regardless you got a platform or not, has had to go internal the last couple of years. You sit with yourself.
That's all you had.
It is dangerous, though, to talk about all of that stuff and put it out there.
Yeah.
Because people will use that against you. You know what I'm saying? It's just so Nadirah, it's interesting that you said that. I don't know if you spoke with the guy who was like, hey, our intention is marriage, this, that, and third, like whoop-de-whoop, right? Breel knows me, like, even from the beginning. In order to even get to knowing my last name, right, you gotta go through a series of questions. You feel me? Like, Breel knows it takes a while. But then, at one point, I was just like, damn, bro, like, you can't let nobody in if you keep acting like this. And then, but I always had that guard up. And then, when I spoke to my wife now, we had that conversation. It was a lot longer conversation. Like, I'm with my wife right now. The conversation was a lot longer, but like, everybody tells us, man, open up, tell them what's going on, and, be vulnerable. That's what we like to see. But as soon as you do that, like, oh, that's too much. Stop right there. Or they use that information and then they run a hit on us. You feel me? Then we get handed up to the mom or something.
She's just trying to save you, Mo. You hear what Nadirah said? She's running licks.
But it's a difference between, like, I can use physical information against you in a way that I can't use emotional information.
True.
Like, okay, we'd be like, oh, okay, just let us know when you're sad. And you'd be like, nah, but here's my job, though. So it's like, come on, bro. You'll tell me that, but you won't tell me when you're not feeling your best. What? You're giving the wrong information.
That's a good point. Oh, man. That's true. That's so true.
But yeah, men should definitely be careful, because I myself have met women who are not mentally well at all. Like, I don't blame the victim in any case of like stalking or anything like that. Yeah. But to a certain degree, it's normalized for women. Like, having women say like, oh yeah, I pulled up outside his house and watched who was going inside. That's not normal.
No. So that means that the man's the victim of that stuff at a certain point.
Yes. And I tell men, you need to be careful.
Damn.
Because people in general are crazy. Or even a woman could do some damage. A woman could put another man on you.
Yeah.
And she could be like, he work here, he do this. Yeah. I'm not warding people off and like, oh, don't trust anybody. Yeah. But be careful, because it's the people that you usually least expect.
Yeah, but you know what, and you're also right. But then you have shows like this
Yeah.
that normalize this
Yeah.
obsessive behavior and seem like
Yeah.
it's okay. You don't follow a random person around the grocery store trying to smell her hair and see what she's buying. You feel me? That's not normal.
It's
You
not
feel me?
realistic.
It's not normal. So these shows, shows obsessive traits, and homie, every time he gets to work or put his hat down and step outside, like, oh, who does that, fam? You feel me? But now we think it's okay. And I see a lot of people on TikTok that kind of like mimic this show. Like, oh, my girl said she was about to go hang out with her friends. And you know what they would do? They would put their hat down and go like this. And then the joke meme will pop up. It was funny, but I was thinking like, yo, that's not healthy.
At
Right?
all.
Yeah.
There's no trust, there's no love. Right? And the last thing is that regular human beings, normal human beings, do that.
Yeah.
Hold up though, Mo. You said something that I found was really ironic. You like, there's no trust, there's no love, right? That's the thing. That's the same thing that Beck said right before Dude found out that she was messing with the therapist. In the first season, where she was like, if you go through my phone, that means there's no trust, means that we don't love each other, right? But she was getting it in with the therapist the whole time.
Yeah, she used that line on him. I mean, she flipped it on a homie. You feel me? Like,
yeah, I know. I guess what I'm getting at to say that is, you really got to know who it is that you're dealing with, because people would use, we got to trust each other, we got to do this. They'll say anything to keep a lie going. So,
but bro, you heard the saying, trust but verify.
True.
Right? Trust but verify. Right? Trust in love, believe in love, but tie your camera, homie.
And hold on.
Tie your camera,
hold on. I gotta see this. Hold on. Look at this comment. Someone said, "Yeah, but if you're about to get married to someone, are you allowed to stalk them for? Are you allowed to stalk them for a bit just to make sure they are who they are?" I'm talking about once or twice.
Once or twice a week,
Like, I just stalk them once, just
What do you mean by stalking?
Well, she said stalk, so I'm not gonna. I don't think that takes much digging.
No, if your pattern of behaviors fall under the definition of stalking, you are committing a crime.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why
someone said spying is haram. That's a new one. Yo, hey fam. Hey yo, chill. Hey, that's a new one. Someone said spying is haram. Hey yo, fam, chill out.
That's a new one.
You wildin', bro. I've heard of a lot of things being haram, but that's a new one, bro. I've been Muslim my whole life.
Mind your business,
no, it really is though.
Look, she said, "I'm asking for a friend."
Oh my god.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh man, yeah. I mean, we've normalized toxic traits as being normal, and so when people do them, it's almost, I feel sorry for kids now because they don't really actually know what anything normal is.
Yeah. God, yes. Mm-hmm. We've normalized calling codependency love.
Oh my God, Nadirah.
We've normalized needing someone to be your heart and soul, your life, your spirit, your reason to wake up in the morning. And I tell people all the time because it can be a slippery slope when you've had a lot of trauma, and the way Muslims romanticize it, you're just going to carry all of your problems, disappear, and everything's just going to be fine. And before you know it, you are codependent. And any sort of codependency on anyone or anything, at a certain point, it becomes shedding. And when you start to do more for somebody or for a relationship than you do for love, he's going to keep. If he's merciful to you, he will ruin that relationship every single time.
All right. So she came back with another question. Mm-hmm. She said, "So would you hire a PI before you get married to someone? Brothers in the UK are sly. They pretend to be someone.
That's not a bad idea.
There's
nothing wrong. That's somebody's profession. You feel me?
I think there's some things you can do before you jump to a PI. Like, I think you can do your own investigating. Like, you can ask friends, you can talk to people, you can talk to family.
Shawty trying to streamline it. I don't blame her.
No, this sister that's asking these questions, she already got somebody hired.
Yeah, she's doing it and just like getting the approval of us. It's cool. Yeah, that's what you're doing.
What if he starts tomorrow? Like, what if
She gonna call like, yo, let's cancel that first person.
She's like,
I'll get right
hey,
back
cool with
with
it. This ends cool. This ends cool.
so,
Yeah, nah,
if you want to know the truth about a man, ask a woman.
yeah.
Ask a woman. Men, and again, this I won't only say it's a heterosexual man, because any type of homosexual, heterosexual, any type of man. Men are going to show one side of themselves to other men and a completely different side to other women, which is another way. Of course, we have to get on top of the abusers in our community. But I do not blame a lot of brothers when they genuinely do not know. Because brothers will come around other brothers and put on one face. But when they're home, when they're with their families or with their women, whoever, they are completely different people.
Yeah.
Or even if you want to know something about a woman, ask another woman.
That's true. Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. That's why I was like thinking, women, especially if they're a little bit older, and you can kind of trust their word. They're the perfect ones to talk to and be like, "What do you think about Shorty?" Because I'm sensing a few different things. Can you check her out for me? Because look, women are master liars. Y'all, look, Nadirah knows y'all are master liars. Y'all can hide stuff like no other, but y'all can also let secrets go like it's nothing. And it's
y'all just don't be looking.
Yeah,
do men have intuition?
Yeah,
but it's very low.
It must be weak. It really must be weak.
The meter's like down here. We just be like
houses.
We just wake up in the morning and be like, work.
Yeah, like.
But you know what I think is weird, and I think this has happened to a lot of people, especially from a younger age, is that when we want to get the attention of another woman or another man, we try to make them jealous by going and talk to another woman or another man. You feel me? It don't make sense. And throughout the show, he's trying to get love attention, trying to get his attention, sort of going out, messing with other people, getting it in, doing a whole bunch of other stuff, and coming back and trying to make things work. That's not. Be patient. You know what I mean? Be patient and try.
Manipulation is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It was a manipulation tactic. Okay, I'm gonna do this right in front of her, just so she can see that. And that has transformed social media. You feel me? Maybe a girl and that wasn't working out. Guess what? I'm gonna post my new joint tomorrow. You feel me? And what people don't understand is that the heart is a very sensitive thing. And nobody's heart can take all that, not only that, all that manipulation, but all like getting love from all different angles, being pulled from this way. Yo, bro, that's not what the heart is meant to do. You feel me? So like that stuff really does hurt. But in these shows, they make it seem like it's so simple, something normal. Prove to her that you don't need her, just so she can feel you again, just come back to her. It's like, oh,
well, Mo, here, I will correct that last part. Because I don't think the show is trying to say this is what's right. I think they're just reflecting what people are actually doing.
Yeah.
And then we're looking at it and we're like, yo, like that makes no sense. The show is doing what it's supposed to do. Like that's the whole point of entertainment. Entertainment is the mirror on society. It's not the watering hole. You feel me? Because us out here, we're the ones that inform everything else. Comedy, entertainment, TV shows, movies, we inform all of that. So,
that's why I say being in love is a mental illness.
Damn. So what do you do then?
Don't do it. Be careful. How many things do we just like bypass in the name of being in love? Great example. Testing, and that's something that I had to really come to terms with as I became an adult.
Yeah.
Testing someone that you're interested in or testing your partner is manipulative.
Whoa, hold on. What, like we talking about HIV testing?
Being intentional. No.
Oh, okay.
Being intentional about creating tumultuous circumstances to see what they'll do is manipulative.
Yep.
Like I was reading a dating column that said, basically, because it's important to see, if you're interested in someone, it's important to see how they are when they're angry. But this dating column said, set up a date. They were like, set up a date a week in advance. Talk about the date every day, hype it up, make plans. She said, when the person is on your way to your house to get you, or they're on the way to the restaurant, cancel. And don't answer your phone for the next 30 minutes.
Shorty, I ain't leaving.
Purposely putting your partner in distress is crazy.
Yeah.
In our mind, we think of like, oh yeah, we're playing the game. Oh yeah, let's see what he does. That's crazy. If you're with a person for enough time, real life is going to show you who this person really is. You don't need to manipulate a situation. Let me do this and let me do it. Because you're not going to convince me that you're doing that before y'all get married, and then once you get married, it's going to stop.
No, because it's not going to stop.
Because you're 15 years into a marriage where you're manipulating this man every day to the point where you don't even know what this relationship really is, because y'all been acting crazy for the whole marriage. For the whole marriage. He doesn't know what it's like for you not to set him up.
But you know what? I think there's natural tests.
Exactly. Real life.
Right? Like real life stuff.
Yeah.
No. Real life created tests. Like women create tests just by their nature. And I don't think it falls under the same line as manipulation, right?
What do you mean by that?
Like
he said women create tests. I'm sorry. Come on.
So you're talking about manipulation, right? I'm not talking about manipulation. I'm saying like you do or say something. It's a real situation, but you wait to see how the man will react. And that will inform you, like, that's a test, right? So, like, you might ask the dude a question or something like that. It's a normal question, but you wait to see how he responds, and you'd be like,
mental note.
Right?
Which
in your head.
That is completely normal.
That's normal. Yeah. I'm just saying those are two different types of tests.
Yes, absolutely.
All this game when you... She said, let's speak about critical thinking ability. How was another human being running all this game when you? Where was you? I feel you.
It's not that simple.
Yeah, manipulation is actually a serious thing, especially when it gets to like the emotional manipulation or financial manipulation.
Requires that you be interacting or engaging with an individual that has pure intentions.
Yes.
So you cannot manipulate someone that is also trying to manipulate you.
Yep.
But you're saying, how can this happen? If I'm approaching you and I have no idea what you're trying to do, it can happen. I would hope that within a certain span of time you would catch on, but my intentions are pure. I'm not trying to play you.
Yeah.
But you're trying to play me. But you see, manipulative people never try to manipulate other manipulators. They always end up with people that have pure intentions.
Yeah.
Somebody that don't know the game.
They can smell it.
Exactly.
They can smell it.
And
how that works with Joe and Love, I have no idea.
And when it comes to manipulation, it's always a pattern. You feel me? It's always just like, it gets to the point where it's just like, I hate you. You're the worst thing ever. You're worthless. This and the third. And a little bit later, like, I miss you. You know what I mean?
Yes, love bombing.
Come back to me. I want to see you. It's like, this person really does love me. You go back running. Same thing. And you go back running. And that cat and mouse game can go on for, like we just said, for years.
Yeah.
You've been playing this game for 20 years. You didn't even know. You're just like, I thought it was normal. I thought it's what other people do until you start talking to other people or do your research and look at other couples and be like, y'all don't do that? That's not what happens in your household.
So someone said, don't we all manipulate to an extent? Let's be real. All right, so explain that, because I don't disagree. I think we all do kind of
persuade. Like, you can persuade somebody. I don't know about manipulation, though. I think that's
well, it depends, because I do want to see
manipulate with the intention of getting what? Please.
Well, if you're married,
what am I getting here?
Well, I think
it's a form of manipulation too. I never thought about that.
People please on form of manipulation. So when we sat down with Lol Muhammad, I can't remember her exact title, but she deals a lot with this sort of work. Yeah. She was saying people pleasing is a coping mechanism, not so. it's a coping mechanism from being manipulated, not the manipulator.
For survival.
Yeah, it's a survival tactic. You feel me?
But it can be a tactic of narcissists with the intention of throwing it back in your face. I don't know if it would exactly be defined as people pleasing, but they will do everything for you. Like they'll be like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And the very second they actually do something that you don't want to do, they'd be like, I did this for you. I did that for you. I did this for you. So
you hit the nail on the head with that. And what I noticed that when you are in an abusive relationship, I tell people all the time, like, if I was to come home and, if I'm not, upset at my wife and I'm pleased, I'm like, I pay the bills here. I put the roof over your head. Nobody wants to hear. It's what you're supposed to do, homie. If you don't want to do this, just bounce. You feel me? So the same thing with like parents, same thing. It's like, I took care of you. You're my son. You're my daughter. I did this for you. It's like, yo, fam, this is what you're supposed to do. And then after they go through that role and tell you all that stuff, that's when they go ahead and put in the request, because I did all that stuff for you. Now I need you to do this. And if you don't do it, then that's when they come and throw everything at you and will do the same thing. Like, dang, you're not gonna do this. I'm your father. I'm your mother. I'm your cousin. I'm your husband. Like, you're supposed to do this for me. You follow me? Like, I did X, Y, and Z. Jabril and I would not be friends if every time I asked him something, I'm like, damn, but I did all this stuff for you, Jabril. You feel me?
Yeah, like, we don't count favors.
Like, I did this. It's like, yo, bro, like, I don't need shit from you no more at this point.
But you know what? I think to
Muhammad just imagined it like, what? What you say?
Every night he's like, yeah, I wish you would. Like, but I think that's normal, right? I think that is normal where if you do a lot with somebody, you're like, in your mentally, you're like, yo, but I do this, da, 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 and you kind of trying to figure out like, why is this person acting in such a way? But to go to the extent of using that to be emotionally manipulative, that goes into that category. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because reciprocity is normal.
Yeah.
Like to an extent in all of our relationships, we give something and we expect to get something.
Yeah.
Not with every single exchange, but in all of them, especially within friendship.
No.
Like I do this for you and I do this for you, and that's how our relationship runs. That's the cycle of our relationship.
Yeah. That's a friendship. You're right. You know, and I think that's when you start getting into the mode of knowing who to cut off.
Yeah.
And who to put in that associate category. Because if a relationship is always one-sided, then you're like, okay, so why are we even friends? Why are we together? Why does it always seem like there's a lot of effort and you're not putting that in? And all this stuff is directly related with the show. So for anyone that's coming in and they're like, what are y'all talking about? We're talking about relationships and narcissism and all that good stuff. Talking about you, which is all this stuff.
Another thing I want to talk about, Jabril, is that during the pandemic, a lot of us have been forced to look inside, but a lot of us are still ignoring that because these demons are demons for a reason. You know what I mean? And to face them, that means you got to go into the darkness. And the reason why I bring this up is that when you finally find somebody that gives you some attention and provides that light, you run to it. You don't even think. You feel me? Like, oh, I found something. So there could be a million red flags in front of you, but you just hit them all away just to kind of be with that person. And whether it was Beck, like Beck was a lonely person. He said she had no friends. Like all those friends weren't her real friends. You follow me? And then Joe saw that. Even in his head when he was narrating, he was like, "Oh, you're a writer." He said, "You have friends. It's not really your friends." You know what I'm saying? So he came in and swooped in. So what we really need to do is really to quote unquote love yourself. Like that's real. You feel me? If you can really look yourself in the mirror and just be like, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Or be like, you know what? Like you the man or you the woman. If you can't do that and you expect somebody else to, or if somebody else says that, I'm not gonna say I don't blame them, but I understand why they would run towards something like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
There's a book that I've been reading. It's called What to Say to Yourself. What to think when you're talking to yourself. And basically, they hit on the point that so many of us are very mean to ourselves. And so we look outwards for other people to be nice to us. Right? We say the worst stuff to ourselves and we say the nicest stuff to everybody else. A lot of people, you say all those things, but then you don't try to correct it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what a lot of this show is. A lot of this show is people not really being satisfied with who they are internally, so they turn to external relationships. Everything's external, right? Like one of the things you said, Mo, the last time, maybe it was a theme of the show as a whole, but you're like, oh, there's a lot of sex in the show, and it has to be there, right? And I kind of peeped it just now. It has to be there because the whole show is about external needs, not there's no one's getting internally met. Everything's external. You feel me? And for the book, I got like a little book show, right? The book is What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. So, yeah, it's a really good book. It's a very good book. And I'll probably review it or something on my channel at some point. Maybe not, but.
What an influencer.
Bro just plugged himself in real quick. All right, guys, let's get back to the show.
All right, back to you. So, next question. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting to me how this show, like, think about it. We just reviewed a comedy show and literally could barely last 15 minutes. But you get a show like this, and it explores so much of what we see, the relationships that we see people in, all of that stuff. And that's why I like not just this show, but a lot of the shows that are coming out now, because they really make you have to look at what you're looking at and being like, yo, I'm seeing a lot of this in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Bro, you just said something right now that really just hit. You know, you were talking about the sex and meeting all the external factors. Also, in the show is a lot of suicide too. You know what I mean? So suicide can also be like an external factor to be like, I just can't deal with these demons. You feel me? I can't deal with all this stuff. So it's like, you know what? Let me just externally solve that problem. You know, so that's also very interesting.
Village Auntie, when we talked with her, she spoke on something along those lines where she was like, people think that is the solution, like that external solution is going to solve anything, but like nothing actually ends. All that stuff is still there. So
yeah,
it's like, at some level, it's just work. Really, it takes work. And I mean, in the case of Joe, like, it took work for this man not to kill anybody else. And you know, look, if we're going to be real about it, I'll say it. I think his character made a positive change from season 1 to season 2 in terms of killing people.
Yeah, went from killing 6 people to 2 people, but no. Ain't too bad.
Put a knife in my back 9 inches. And you take it out. What is the theme here? Somebody said, can they ask questions? Yes, you can.
Yeah. We've been waiting for y'all. Please ask questions.
Oh my God.
Put the questions in the little question joint down here.
Joe was making great progress.
I'm
his therapist. Like, so did you kill anybody this week? No. Well, good job, Joe. Yeah,
okay, nobody for Joe. Joe was like, I tried, but I decided against it at the last minute.
Yeah, you know, almost shaked the bitch, but I did.
I was telling Jibril, I was like, do you think there could be like like a black version, or like a color version? You think that'd be possible?
Bro, they tried it. I watched it. It was on BET. It was the worst movie ever. Bro. Oh my God, it was so bad. This dude wasn't even a good stalker. It was like so stupid. It was so bad, bro. So to answer your question, no.
You want to go far?
Yeah.
A few episodes in season 1.
As soon as I see that nigga outside my window, he's clipped.
Yeah, her friend's gonna be like, nah, he
I'm putting bro on a t-shirt. Like, season 1, episode 1. Like,
Nadirah be like, one eye open when I'm sleeping. Like, yeah, it couldn't work. I don't even think it could work with any other ethnicity except for white people. Yeah, hey, put your questions in the little question joint. I'll get to it. But if you put them in the feed, they're just gonna move. So all right, so we got this question. If someone is what if someone's narcissistic behavior that you're getting to know and is actually stemming from their fear of relationships, so they're manipulative as a form of control.
That's what I said.
What y'all thoughts on that?
As someone who is currently just found out that one of my friends is a narcissist, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Don't say
As soon as you find out that this person is a narcissist, you have to leave it alone, because from the mind of someone who isn't a narcissist, we try to make sense of it. Of like, why are you acting like this? Or like, what is the reason for this or that or this or that or this or that? And it is going to send you down a very dangerous loophole that is never going to connect.
Nadirah, you
and
are.
They have problems because even, which a lot of people don't know, narcissism requires a very special type of therapy. You cannot go to a regular therapist with your narcissism, because people that are narcissists cannot admit that to themselves.
Yeah, and they won't listen to nobody.
They won't listen. They will push everything back on you. They will regurgitate everything back on you. And if you're already in a sensitive place, you will begin to internalize that immediately, and that could be very dangerous for you. Absolutely do not bother with it. Leave it alone. It's the one situation where I can say it is fine to 100% ghost this person.
No matter who it is. No matter who
it is. And leave it alone.
And Nadirah is exactly right. There's no... This person won't change, because anything you say, like, if you're not with them, you're against them. And that's with anything. You follow me? So, and they'll make you feel like you are the worst thing that's ever hit this planet. And that negative energy they throw on you actually builds them up, but only from the outer. As soon as you leave and they don't have a punch dummy, they have nothing.
Punch dummy. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to pick crash. Look, I'm not trying to pick on it, bro. But this man said punch dummy, crash dummy, punching bag. God,
older man.
My man Mo been in this country long time, but even still, someone said you guys should make a podcast together. You got tons of chemistry. Thank you, we appreciate it. We do want to get you back. We try to get her back on the podcast with some regularity.
On me twice.
Yeah, that joint, Nadirah, that joint was crazy. That was crazy. That was a crazy day.
Jabril was like, "So, how far are you from your house?" I'm like,
yo, no joke. I'm sitting in the house. I was like, bro, I don't want to call her, bro. I don't want to call her. I'd rather her. But I was like, I can't let her get here, and we just chilling here. She's like, "So y'all ready?" We're like,
"Nah."
Yeah, sorry, sorry about that. But inshallah, before I leave, before I move, we'll be able to get up. Is Mo's phone dead or something? Is he buffering on your joint?
Yeah, but I see him in the YouTube camera. I don't know what he's on.
Okay. He looked at the YouTube camera.
What is he doing?
He looked at the YouTube camera like, "Oh snap!"
Before you move.
Oh yeah, so I'm not. I'll call you. I'll call you. Yeah, because I'm not announcing it up here yet. Nadirah, I'm talking to Nadirah.
What happened? I didn't hear.
I didn't know that she didn't know that I was moving.
Oh, you just dropped this on here, bro?
Yeah, but I didn't say where.
Isn't this so informal?
Oh snap! My bad. All right, next question. Next question. Can we define what a narcissist is and what characteristics they display? Now, the problem with answering this question is that there's a thing that all of us have access to called Google. And Google can answer that way better than we could.
Okay, I pulled it up. Let me give you the one-liner.
Yeah, it's
narcissism is extreme self-involvement to the degree that it makes a person ignore the needs of those around them. While everyone may show occasional narcissistic behavior, true narcissists frequently disregard others or their feelings. They do not understand the effect that their behavior has on other people.
Bro, that A1.
So literally somebody that is just in the clouds. Just in the clouds. But that can be very dangerous.
They want to be worshipped. They want to be worshipped at that point. If you don't care about nobody else, got no regards but to yourself.
And it's past the point of wanting it. It's really needing it.
Yeah.
Like they cannot live without it.
Yeah.
Which is why they ultimately, like Muhammad said, they end up being very lonely people. Yeah. Because there's nobody in this world that can give a narcissist as much as they need. And if they are giving a narcissist as much as they need, it is depleting them.
And it's never enough, Nadirah. It's
never
enough. It's the only time it can be enough until either one of y'all pass away. You know what I mean? But just.
And the craziest part about a narcissist is we think, oh, they need love, they need positive affirmations, they need positive emotions. They need any emotion they can get.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with a narcissist, they will be very purposeful about creating any environment that is needed to get some sort of reaction out of you. So you can literally scream at them and cuss them out, and they'll leave and be like, oh, they care about me. Yeah. They love me so much. So once they see they cannot get a positive emotion, they're like, well, I'm going to get something. So they will create an environment to get a negative one.
There you go, Nadirah.
Personally, I've dealt with it. I've dealt with it.
To a person that is not a narcissist, it's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
To the point where you sit back and be like, yo, you have a moment where you're like, are they doing this on purpose? Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Bam.
Yes, they are. You're like, I'm telling you. And the main reason you have to leave, not only because it's unsafe, it can literally drive you crazy.
It will.
Trying to communicate with a person that is not telling you but showing you, I'm doing whatever I can to get a reaction out of you.
So
I will burn the house down around you to get a reaction out of you, as long as I get something.
Yep.
And when you start to starve them of that,
they don't know what to do.
They cannot control the tantrum that they will give you.
Well, it's kind of like when we were young, right?
She says tantrum.
It is a tantrum.
No, that tantrum is dangerous, Nadirah, because they'll throw any and every last thing at you, like stuff that you won't even imagine. Like, damn, you want to do that? It don't matter. They'll go as low as possible.
Yeah. What were you saying, Breel?
No, I was just saying I've dealt with that exact thing, and literally they say things to hit you in a spot.
Yes.
Right? And I recognize that because I was like getting hip to it, and I have a friend. You talk about asking a woman about other women, so that's what I did. I talked to this friend, and she was like, "This person sounds like a narcissist." So I was like, okay, cool. She tell me everything I need to look out for. A week or two goes by, and I'm like, okay, check. I start ghosting. Not even ghosting. It was more just like, hey, look, I can't do this no more. Sorry. Mile-long text messages. And then start going
love bombing.
Love. It's like you just watch the way you can pick out if someone's a narcissist. If you suspect that someone that you're talking to is a narcissist, and you're kind of fed up or going with it back and forth, tell them that you're done and give it 2 days and just watch the turbulence. Watch it go up and down. They're going to throw the insults. They're like, nah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I love you. Then you're like, nah, guess what? I talked to this person. They said, you're not shit. And just let it sit, and that will tell you everything you need to know about that person.
Yeah.
And that's only, don't do that if you're talking to girl or dude for like 3 weeks, right? Like this is like if it's been going on for a bit. Like we don't want people out here just like, yep, this person's a narcissist. Peace. Like
you're a narcissist. Like what?
You're a narcissist. Like
you didn't give me any chicken nuggets. You're a narcissist.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, I'm kind of careful with answering questions like those because it's it's easy to read. It's like WebMD. It's very easy to be like, yo, I had a cough. Look it up. Oh, I got AIDS. Like it's very easy to go from like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's very so. Don't listen to this and be like, yeah, this person narcissistic.
And all I'm trying to figure out is that like a learned behavior? Is it a disorder? Is it something that's passed down? I don't know.
So
if the therapist is on the line,
yeah, she we got this therapist on the hotline.
yeah.
She said it could also be borderline personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Personality disorder.
Yeah, personality disorder. So thankful I've never encountered someone with that. All right, we got other questions, so I want to get to them. Hiba had one up here. What's good, Hiba? Hope you're doing well out there. She said, do you think Joe's seeming nice and passive is what makes him more dangerous?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh snap!
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because that's what narcissists do. They play the card where they're nice to everybody. It's almost like the abusive husband at the master, right? Or the abusive wife. They seem cool to everybody, but then you're like, fam, how don't y'all see this? This man's smacking shorty around, but no one suspects it because dude he's nice, he loves everybody. So yeah, but it's difficult because then you get people saying, well, oh, that person's so nice.
Yeah,
they're so nice. Yeah, they must be putting up a front. But I've genuinely met really, really nice people who aren't like that. But then you meet those people where it's like you can just tell there's something there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would you guys recommend this show? Yeah, I recommend it. I think it's a good show.
Trigger warning though.
Yeah, it depends on.
Yeah, a lot of violence. Was it gory?
Yeah. I mean, there's a decent amount, but not like you're not watching someone's head get blown off.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely violence, stalking, manipulation, narcissism. So if any of those are your triggers, I would say no, don't watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So I think we just answered this one. How do you reconcile a ghost in a relationship and lost command of maintaining kinship? Look.
Oh, it's about family?
Yeah. Look, I always say this. Everything's contextual. You can't apply everything comes with situation. If someone is abusing you in a bad way, you can't say, well, I gotta be nice to him because common sense has come a ways. And that was the one thing that we've all been blessed with more than anything, and that's intellect. Sometimes we have to use it, or you gotta talk to someone that can help you reason through these situations. But
remembering there are family that have rights over you, but there are also rights that you have over yourself. So just as you have an amana to maintain that kinship, you have an amana to maintain your own physical safety, physical, emotional, spiritual, financial safety and well-being. And like Jabril said, it's situational. There's no way that Allah is this loving, this merciful, this kind, but would command you to stay around someone that is mistreating you.
Yeah, no, you got that point. I actually heard a talk. Omar Suleiman about that was talking. He look, when we're talking about respecting your parents and all the other stuff, and make sure to keep ties with kinship. That's for normal situations.
Yeah,
you feel me? That's for everyday people. But if you have something that's extreme and somebody that's dangerous, keep your distance, bro.
Yeah.
At that point, messing with that person is gonna have you messing up your relationship with Allah. And if that person gets you in the way of having a good relationship with Allah, at that point, there's nobody above Allah.
Let it go,
so if you kind of click it, it's just like, okay, then that's something I need to kind of step away from just for a little bit. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean, I think this, and I put out 2 episodes on the pod about it, which is I think being selfish is a good thing. I think being selfish with certain aspects of you focusing on yourself is very needed. And so many people are sitting here clinging to love, and they need love, and they need this. Damn, Mo, like, see, this is why we don't watch movies with this man. Why do you think we're reviewing you? This man.
Oh man, how much better?
No shame.
He didn't even try to move out of the camera view. God. We're trying to get a Netflix special here, Mo, and you doing unprofessional stuff like that. We ain't gonna get nowhere,
almost done. Oh my God.
Almost done. All right, I'm gonna rush through the rest of these questions. All right. Response can be shared. All right, so I'm gonna read this question out loud because I can't share for some reason. Do you guys feel any pressure to fill your 20s with anything? Do you as Muslims feel pressure to be active in the community or get married or buy a house, etc.? So basically, do you feel the pressure? Do you feel the pressure of time in your 20s? My 20s end in like 6 months, so I'm cooling. I'm cooling. Like I don't feel no pressure.
Especially now.
Bro,
Someone had a good point.
No, about to be 30.
Same here. Same here.
Young as a mug.
This is no longer the Young and Muslim podcast. This is the oldest Muslim podcast.
Sister, until I am 40 years old, I am still not a man yet, right?
Hey, get him, bro. Get him.
Yeah, I got. Nah, I mean, you know what's really funny? I feel younger.
Tell us, Uncle.
All right, so that concludes season 2 review of You. Hey, that concludes season 2 review of You. Everybody have a good night. Next time it will just be Mo and Breel. Nadirah will be taking a sabbatical.
Oh, brother.
Oh my goodness.
What's good, bud?
I can't mess with you.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Yo. No, but for real, to go back to the question.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm glad Nadirah finds herself funny, man. I'm glad you find yourself funny.
Well, this jam was funnier than the special. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey yo.
Oh man, yo. Oh man. Got me sweating. I'm over here.
Oh
good Lord.
Ya Allah.
Oh man. All right. For real though, do y'all feel any pressure? Or Nadirah, that's a question for you. Since you 20, 25, 26.
You better know it.
And don't share that.
Oh yeah, too much information for the stalkers.
Hey man. It's pressure that I have to work every day to fight against, because I know that all of those pressures, whether it be marriage, buying a house, are all fueled by my family, my community's history with poverty. Everything is go, 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 get it while you can. This is not coming from a mindset of like Allah provides and everything is on Allah's timing. And everything is going to happen when it's supposed to. This is all fueled by capitalism, by the white man's timing of when love and children and money is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So I have to fight against that constantly, because those pressures are, in a way, it's like having distrust in Allah. Like when you say that everything is written, you have to believe that and you have to act on that. And something that I read that like I think about all the time. Patience is not just waiting. I don't know who said it. Patience is not just waiting, but it's what you do while you wait. So it's like I'm not going to sit around and just wait for these milestones to consider myself a full woman, a full person, worthy of this, worthy of that. Of course, because I am who I am, people are waiting to see who I'm going to marry. Hell, I'm waiting to see who I'm going to marry. But yeah, it's like, it's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen in this life, which I'm not even going to be mad at, it's really gonna happen in the next.
Facts.
Nadirah is like, she can picture that man. She's like, I want the tallest one you got, God. I want the tallest one, the tallest, blackest one you got.
Outside of Prophet Yusuf's house.
Oh, my heart.
She was like, you know what? Just Mansa Musa. Like, I'll take it. I'll take it, God. I'll take it.
I'll take a crack at that question. What's crazy is that
Mo got everything.
now that I'm closing out my 20s.
We started looking.
I don't have kids yet, but it's crazy.
You said Mo got everything.
Yeah.
I ain't got kids. Inshallah, future. But it's crazy. Everybody's gonna be like, yo, get married, and those requests never stop. By the way. Whether you're 20, whether you're 30, whether you're 40, you never stop. So, for example, yo, hurry up, get your education. Boom, I did that. Hurry up and get married. Boom, I did that. Hurry up and get this house. Boom, I did that. Hurry up and have these kids. Boom, I did that. Then it's like, hurry up and get more kids. Boom, I did that. Then they're gonna turn around and be like, damn, you got way too many kids. You know what
like, damn, don't bring your kids here.
Like, damn, you got married way too early, bro. You feel me? It's like, yo, y'all push me towards. Damn, you spent way too much money on that wedding. Damn, look at you now. Like that. Nobody gonna check up on you, bro. You feel me? That's just the reality of it. You know, we had your family members, the people that ride or die. Bro, ever since I've been married, I think anybody came and knocked on my door like, how's your marriage going? Like, we want to see if everything's going all right. Come on, man. I got my homies, stuff like that. But other than that, the same people that are still pressuring me, where they at now? Hey, come on, bro.
I'll be there this weekend. Don't mention
that. Yeah, bro. And when you have the kids and everything like that, bro, they're going to be the first one to be like, yo, your kids are annoying. But, bro, you was the same one that just was pushing me to tell me to have all these damn kids. You feel me? So,
yeah. I would say you have to put more pressure on yourself to live out the things that you want to do, because we live in a world now where everyone is waiting for someone to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
And I think we always take that and be like, oh, that's not me. I do my, it's like, nah, you kind of be waiting for the green light from those that you need approval from. And for a lot of us, it's parents, right? Like a lot of people, it's your parents, it's your community, things like that. You got to just go, because people only tell you no if they've never done it.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like, because think about when you get around people like traveling, for example, like in the Black community, traveling is kind of like wild. When I solo travel, I always meet other white people like, yeah, my parents used to do this, and so now I do it, and they were a little apprehensive, but they're like, go, right? It's their culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so like when you want to do something, it's like you just got to do it, because people are gonna be like, nah, you shouldn't, it's dangerous, this, but they ain't never done it.
Yeah.
I went to Mexico. I went there solo for a couple weeks. Everybody was like, fam, you about to get kidnapped, da 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 da.
Oh my God.
I was like, yo, like, do y'all even know what part I'm going to? Nah, but I heard. And it's just like, all right, fam, right? So I would say put more pressure on yourself to achieve the things that you want to achieve. And people going to say all the things they're going to say. You gotta stay focused, and you gotta stay convicted. You gotta be so convinced and have so much conviction in the things that you're trying to do, that stuff is just like, whatever, I'm doing this thing, right? You'll make your mistakes, you do your thing, but you gotta rectify that later on. You just gotta keep moving. Don't drive so slow that you miss you know what I'm saying, you miss the potential that you could have going forward. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. Man, we got a lot of questions.
No way.
Yeah, we got a lot of questions. I'm gonna speed through it. There's any ones that y'all want to answer real quick?
I can't see none.
All right. Unrelated, but did y'all watch Squid Game?
No.
You didn't watch Squid Game?
No.
No, I didn't finish. I only watched.
Are you refusing to watch it, or you just haven't?
I just haven't yet.
It's very good, but for anyone that had, it's not hype. It's very good. Okay. But I would just say for certain episodes, you gotta be emotionally ready.
Yeah.
Because it's a very gory show. At one point the gore tails off, and then you get to a point where it's just emotionally tough. Like one of those episodes stayed with me for a minute, and I'm a very I watch whatever and I can take it. One of those episodes kind of hit me in a way where I was like, all right, this is a lot. Who is more likely to be narcissistic? All right, we're done with that.
Yo, this is how I know I've been watching shows and movies, because as soon as I jump down, I'm like, bet. We out. Like, go ahead. They don't stay with me. I'm like, bet.
Someone said, where is Mo's pillows?
Oh,
because he yawned.
Oh, okay.
They don't know. I got my oranges right here. I need my vitamin C, fam.
That almost landed. That was almost a good joke, but just
we would have caught it in time.
Yeah. That's it, right? This was dope. This was, again, we keep doing these reviews. Y'all let us know how y'all like this. Make sure y'all go and y'all like the posts, or follow Nadirah if you follow us, and likewise follow us for people on YouTube, because there's been people in our YouTube. If y'all enjoy this and y'all enjoy the shows that we review, give us a thumbs up. And if you have shows that you are interested in us reviewing, just let us know. Shoot our DMs.
Breel went to Mexico to get his teeth done.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are going, man.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't have to tell anybody.
Is that what someone said?
No,
that's what I'm saying. It's time they know the truth.
Oh no, these natural, baby.
Those are not
natural,
please,
natural
please.
Vanitas, baby.
Came out the womb with these joints. Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Yo,
this is a joint you be doing.
That's our joint. Hey, but you know what's crazy? I actually know a lot of people now that are actually going out to Turkey to get that joint done.
Hey, yo, no, chill.
I ain't gonna say that.
Look, Nadirah.
I see Breel in Turkey. His hairline gonna come back.
Yo, actually, I have my man's out there right now. He's like, yo, Mo, look.
I'm gonna get my joint lower tonight, right? I'm gonna get that joint start right here, boy. My hairline gonna be right here.
Bro, they say you come in with an open checkbook, bro. They can give you whatever you want, fam. For real.
So Breel, bro, you might have to go ahead and line up them brows.
Yeah, just. I'm gonna come out there with like Jamie Foxx, baby. You ain't gonna know the difference. My joint gonna be straight. It comes a point though when your hairline is almost too straight.
Yeah.
Like, you see the joint where the hair is too black. You like, fam, come on now.
Did you see the guy who got the wig? The white guy?
What?
And they put black people hair on him.
Please send me that link.
They gave him if you're going to get extensions, they're supposed to match it to who you are.
So
when I tell you this man has a mini fro, I'm come on, man.
He get yo.
Ain't no
he better
way.
get all the biddies. I ain't gonna lie.
He said, "My name went from Anthony to Antoine. What's up?" Yeah.
So I think we're supposed to be back on the 16th.
Oh my god. Yeah. Somebody said it's Breel Ethiopian. I don't know what they meant by that.
He does look it. He does. You do have an Ethiopian look to you. Yeah.
Ethiopian?
Yeah. Mainly because your head is like that.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We'll see y'all on December 16th. December 16th. I think we're going to do season 3 of You. Or I mean, it all depends because it all depends. Like today, we thought we were doing 1 and we did 2 reviews. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. So this is a good question to end off with. When are your live sessions? Always on Thursdays. So
every other Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we had it on the 2nd. The next time we'll be having it is the 16th of December, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, and then after that, I think it'll be Christmas. No. Yeah, I think it'll be Christmas.
No, it's gonna be 30th.
On the 30th.
On 30th. Yeah, December 30th.
Okay, cool. I mean, we could do a Christmas special for all the non-Christmas celebrators, but
anyway, if you guys have any movies or shows that you want us to review, do not DM me. Please DM the Young and Muslim podcast. DM Jabril Muhammad. Let them know what you want us to watch.
Yeah, and please pick Netflix because I ain't trying to buy no HBO subscription or Hulu, so just do it on Netflix, huh?
Yo, Mo. This man Mo just lazy, bro.
We've been focused out here.
Y'all got Amazon Prime?
Somebody said, please, Joanne. Somebody said Joanne's out of control. Have you ever show called Joanne?
Joan is out of control, and I haven't. This man said Joanne. Nah. But yeah, we'll end this review with that. Thanks, guys. We appreciate y'all watching. See y'all in a couple weeks. All right, peace.
Yeah, peace. Salam.
Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I know that you miss me. Did y'all cut the YouTube off? Jabril, did you cut the YouTube off?
Oh, damn, I forgot to end the YouTube. My bad.
Jabril.
I was saying, I forgot to end it. All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Next time.